Dum da da dum da 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 dum.
Drink a beer, everybody!
Hey guys, it is me, Dr. T, and we're back with another beer short. Today we're talking about a condition of beer, an off flavor, an off aroma that can appear in beer. A situation called light struck, or also commonly called skunked beer. Light struck happens because light can negatively affect beer. There's a lot more to it, and we'll talk a little bit about it because it was first identified by German chemist Karl Lindner in 1875 that beer would develop a skunky aroma and skunky flavor when exposed to light for too long. But it wasn't until the 1960s when Japanese brewing chemist Yoshiro Kurowa, not to be confused with Yoshihiro Kurowa, who is a apparently fairly popular Japanese manga artist. So there you have it. But Yoshiro worked for Kirin Brewing's Amagasaki lab, and in the 1960s, he identified that certain compounds in the beer, when struck by light, reacted in a process called photooxidation. It's actually a destructive process to some of the isohumulones. I know we're getting way into the weeds, but uh, these flavor compounds that are derived from hops, when uh, they are hit by light in the presence of riboflavin, which is also present in beer. It's a natural compound that results in the brewing of beer. So you have these isohumulones and riboflavin floating around in the beer, and when light hits them, that creates photooxidation, which degrades the isohumulones, releasing sulfur compounds and producing a substance that we just call MBT because its real name is 3-methyl 2-butene 1-thiol. So we just call that MBT. And MBT can be present in beer and obvious in a number of ways. At the worst of times, you crack open a beer, maybe it's been sitting around too long, maybe it's been in a glass bottle that is either clear or green, and you smell skunk. You smell a strong, sulfury, skunky smell. Sometimes in different circumstances, it can come across as more of like a very artificial butter flavor, like the squirt butter you get at the movie theater. And sometimes it can come across as a light toffee or even subtle coffee flavor in the beer. The reason light struck is really a thing is that MBT is one of the most potent and pungent flavor compounds known to man. So when it gets created, if it gets created in great enough quantities inside the beer, you're gonna notice. Now I mentioned bottle colors because that's the way you protect beer. Beer in a can or beer in a keg, you're good. You're protected from light. Beer in bottles is potentially exposed to light. Now, there are some very, very popular brands that come in green bottles and clear bottles. Green bottles and clear bottles offer zero protection to light. So you are going to have the greatest chance of getting skunked beer when you're buying that Corona or a Heineken, uh, Moosehead. They will be more likely to be light struck than something that comes in a brown bottle. Now, it sounds like nobody would want light struck bottles, so why do companies use green and clear glass? A lot of them, it's because it was baked into their branding. They built the brand, had their iconic, recognized by the fact that it comes in a clear bottle or the fact that it comes in a green bottle. And the idea of trying to change that would be too detrimental to their sales. But there are actually a few brands, for example, Newcastle Brown Ale and Beck's, that purposefully expose their beer to light to develop a certain level of MBT in their finished product. It's part of their beer. Now, interestingly enough, those beers also come in brown bottles, but there you have it. Um, the industry is moving forward, trying to counteract the idea so you don't have to worry so much about the color of your bottle anymore. They're developing hop isomers that produce those isothiols that are resistant to photooxidation. So, in the future and even now, the Google car's coming down my street. Maybe I should run out and moon them or something. Yeah, maybe next time. But the industry is progressing to stop the potential for light struck beer. If you like what I'm doing, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a question. And if there's any other subjects about beer that you have a question on, let me know because I love putting this stuff out. Thanks. Later.